Hey guys, welcome to this new video. In this video, I want to tell you why you should invest in Vietnam. So if you don't know about myself and the project I'm working on, you can check in the description and you will have the link to my website. It's called Move to Asia, and I provide a bunch of content about business opportunities, investments, and how you can leverage by turning your focus in Asia and especially Vietnam. So here I am working in District 1, very near my neighborhood. I live just a couple of meters from here. It's a very nice place because all around this river you have during the night a lot of restaurants, a lot of street food sellers, and you can just enjoy some music, enjoy some beer. I will talk a little bit more about how Vietnamese usually hang out and what they do in this video, and this is exactly the perfect place to illustrate that. Obviously, I won't go during the night because it's kind of very noisy, and that's why I choose the day to shoot you this video. So this video will be split in 3 parts. I have my paper here, so I'm sure I won't miss anything. So first, we're going to talk about the infrastructure. Secondly, we're going to talk about the demographic. And finally, we're going to talk about the economic. So it's from my perspective, it's 3 important things that you need to put as a criteria if you want to invest in a country. Will this country be sustainable? Will this country is quite open for the foreigner? And basically, is this country enough trustful for the future, right? So let's jump into it. In the infrastructure, you have a lot of things going on. So here in Saigon, so it's the second biggest city in Vietnam, it's changing so fast. Even as an expat, if you come here, you will have places that change. So let's say you come here and after 3 months you will have a restaurant, they destroy the building and they will make a new building. You have a lot of condominium kind of popping up everywhere, a lot of real estate projects. And so obviously between the different districts, you have a lot of infrastructure. So I'm gonna show you now some video about new highways that they are building. So those highways are supposed to connect the different districts. This one is actually between Thu Thiem and District 1, and the goal of this highway is to be able to link in the future the new airport that they are building in Saigon. So there is also another thing, is the current metro that they are building. I display you now some of the pictures and some video I recorded this afternoon about the metro of Saigon. So the metro of Saigon has been built between a partnership between Vietnam and Japan, and the one in Hanoi is a partnership between Chinese and the Vietnamese government. There is a little bit of competition between the 2 big projects. Everyone wanna have the freshest metro. Everyone wanna have the fastest. Basically, there is a small competition. But what you need to get from this is that a city that is just starting to have a metro, it will be obviously very, very trendy in the future. In the other aspects of the cities, you have also a lot of economic zone. So in the north, for instance, you have an area called Van Dong. So it's an area near Haiphong. And in this area, they basically host, and they will host thousands of new factories. Because of the current Trump war tariff, there is a lot of companies that are currently coming to Vietnam. And many Chinese investors are right now coming to Vietnam to put some of their factories. You have a lot actually in textile, in wooden furniture. You have a lot of factories that are currently producing in Vietnam and exporting to Europe and to the US. So obviously in all those economics area, you have a lot of incentive that has been provided by the government to be able to attract foreign investors. You have also, as I was mentioning, in Saigon, you have a new airport that is currently under construction or that will be starting soon, because I think right now they are still kind of keeping the lands. It will be in Long Tan. And so over there, this is where the metro line is going, the direction. And there is already a lot of real estate projects following this area. And many investors are kind of betting on this area because obviously when you see a city like Ho Chi Minh City, which is the second biggest city of Vietnam, and when you compare those cities to biggest city in Thailand, like Bangkok and even Malaysia, I mean, all the different big cities in the Southeast Asian countries, you see huge difference. So in terms of growth and in terms of opportunities, obviously Vietnam will be the one that will kind of emerge a lot in the next months and years. You have a lot of highway as well that are currently built. So the previous one I was showing you was between Thu Thiem and District 1, but also in District 7 and in all the suburb district of Saigon, you have a lot of different highways and big roads that are currently under construction. When you go a little bit in this direction, to District 9, you have big highways. It looks like a little bit what you get in Bangkok. So they are starting to prepare all the roads to be sure they can carry a huge amount of people. So that was a little bit about the infrastructure. Now, what about the demographic? So in Vietnam, you have around 100 million inhabitants in the whole country, and a big city like that, it's almost 10 million inhabitants. So the city is very big, and it's very diverse in extended suburb areas. So here I show you one of the iconic tower of Saigon in my back. So in terms of this demographic, you have 40% of the people, they are under 25 years old. So you can guess that this is a huge employment force for factories and for outsourcing company, for instance. So you have a lot of investors that are betting on the country, also because they have a young population. And because the Vietnamese people, when you know here, if you travel here, you know that they are a lot into spending. They like to try different new brands. Every time there is a new tea place opening, they will be the first one to come. But at the same time, you have also an effect, a bubble effect. So it means, for instance, the Taiwanese bubble tea, you will have an effect, and after a few months, you won't see many people going there. So it doesn't mean that it's very easy to do business, especially in food and beverage industry. So I was mentioning about the IT workforce. In Vietnam, you have a lot of very good IT universities, so they're able to provide a very good workforce for the outsourcing company in Vietnam. You have a lot of IT hubs like that in Saigon, in Da Nang as well, I guess in Hanoi, and then in all those big companies, they're gonna outsource work for foreign companies. So let's say you have a customer that is overseas, and you will have here all the developers who will be in charge of developing the product. So as I was mentioning in my previous video about the reasons why I moved to Vietnam, one of the main reasons is that here you have a lot of fresh, graduated with fresh mindset people. So you have a huge entrepreneur community. So if you get started in your entrepreneur journey, if you want to build a project, if you want to build a team, if you want to have and being able to easily connect to, I don't know, an IT guy, to a designer, here you can find those kind of people. You have a lot of events, a lot also about digital marketing. So it's very easy when you go there to connect, to make a small professional network, and then after to be able to launch a project with them. And then one statistic, in 2015, they expect that Asia will be the third biggest consumer in the world. Because here, many people start, as I say, are very young. Then in the future, there will be huge people who will consume. And obviously, because the salary is going up and up, and people have more and more, are more and more able to buy imported goods, then in the future, Vietnam will be a good place, for instance, to settle and to set up a business. Because you can, at the same time, have the local market that is growing, and at the same time, Vietnam is in a very good hub to be able to export from here. You have already all the infrastructure, you have all the port that are able to provide you the exports for overseas. So Vietnam would be definitely a great place to set up a business. What about economic? In Vietnam, for the last 10 years, in average, you have around 7% of growth in GDP. So it's not 7% every time. Some years it was 5, some years it was more 10. But basically, it's going to show you that it's very, very booming. Obviously, people have more and more money, so they can afford more and more premium goods. So that's why also some of the brands right now in Europe are starting to target Vietnam to import goods. And the last point is, what about the business opportunities? Vietnam is one of the only countries in the region that allow foreigner to own 100% of the company. So if you are a foreigner coming to Vietnam, you can own 100% of the share of your own company. So you can have a limited company and you are really, really into control of your business. This is not something you can get in other countries in the region, in Southeast Asia. That's why Vietnam is, again, one good player to consider if you want to do business in Asia. The other part I mentioned was about the real estate. Everything is kind of booming a lot, and all around the city, at the same time inside the big downtown in District 1, but also in the neighborhood districts, in District 2, in District 10, in District 7 as well in Saigon. Over there you have a lot of universities, and people are betting a lot in this region. So obviously for real estate investors who want to maybe enter in the early stage of the project and then keep the apartment for year to year and after sell it, you have a lot of things going on as well. Actually, I have some contact. They are doing this. They are Vietnamese that are doing this, and they can almost double every year, because during the last year it was really, really kind of bubble. So we don't know if the bubble will still go up or no. And finally, as I was mentioning, the factory growth. So because of the Trump war tariff, you have here a lot of companies that are dedicating to outsource and to produce in Vietnam to export. So at the same time, if right now you are a business owner having factories in China, it may be a good idea to investigate the Vietnamese market to be able to produce in Vietnam and to export. About those topics, right now, actually, the main topic Vietnam is good for, it will be more for the textile, for woods, but more and more they are getting Samsung, for instance, who is starting to invest in Vietnam to have their own factory and to be able to produce phones. So I guess in the future, Vietnam will still be also a good place to produce different kind of goods. Here we are for the conclusion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I just wanted to make you a quick introduction about the different concepts and why also as a business owner I choose Vietnam to live, to invest and to create things. Feel free to comment, to leave what you feel about that, what's your expectation. If you wanna one day move to Asia, choose a different country to invest, feel free to share your perspective, and I will be happy to discuss with you, and so we can share a little bit the pro and cons of the different countries, and I hope we can discuss more deep in detail. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.